What is up? Welcome back to Birdman. Happy Friday. Hey, my Friday's awesome. It's watching C-SPAN. I mean, I can't believe that I'm watching C-SPAN. I've watched it actually a few times this week, which is, I guess I'm getting old, boring. It's insane. I guess I'm really dialed into this drama up in Washington, which the Republicans, in my opinion, are a complete clown show. If you follow me on X at 2024 War Room, you'll see it. I just think that what's going on is insane. And, to say what you want about Matt Gaetz and the 8 Republicans that ousted Kevin McCarthy, if anything, they've exposed the rhinos and the establishment, what happens in Washington, how they really don't care about you. They more care about their personal petty BS, is what my opinion. So we had a third vote today, and it went not good for Jim Jordan. It went down to 194 voted for Jim Jordan. He needed 214 today. Typically it's 217, but due to some absences on the Democrats and Republican side, he really only needed 214. So he was 20 votes short. And the last vote, he was 18 short, and the one before that, he was 17 short. So he's going in the wrong direction, okay? That's just going in the wrong direction. So I wasn't real surprised, but what are they doing? I mean, what the hell are they doing? Do they not have, like, some kind of game plan before they come out? I mean, to me, if you force, like yesterday, they come out and say, we're going to have a vote, and it was going to be last night. It ended up not being last night. What's the game plan? Don't they, if they're going to force another vote, don't you want to at least, like, have a few votes that flipped under your belt when you come back out? I mean, you don't want to come back out. If you had 199, like they had in round two, don't you want to at least have maybe 201? Or, I mean, don't you want to, and I get it, a couple were missing today. Don't you want to have at least a net positive at this point? You've got to have something positive, because then it's like, okay, you've got a little bit of momentum, right? Even if it's one vote, if it's 2 votes, 3 votes, you have a momentum. But you come back out and you get less. That doesn't, I don't understand what's the game plan. What are they thinking? Okay? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Now, then you see the Democrats, who are just a bunch of robots, right? I mean, they fall in line like nobody's business. They fall in line like nobody's business. It's crazy. It's crazy. And, some people say that's a positive. In some ways it is. I mean, if you're voting for a House Speaker, it's probably a positive. I never really thought it was a positive, because I think that I like the fact that there is some infighting, and I like that kind of stuff, because, democracy's messy, man. I mean, democracy is all about having individual opinions and individual freedom and individual decision making. And I don't see that on the Democratic side, right? I see a lot of not having individual opinions that go against the vast majority of Dems. They have some side surge in the party, but they don't vote for different people. They just fall in line like nobody's business. It's really crazy, which helps them a lot, actually. But I think I'd rather be with the GOP. But at this point, I mean, what are we doing? I mean, I just don't understand what we're doing. So they got this guy, Don Bacon. I just want to talk about this. Don Bacon, he's one of the 25. He's voted 3 times now against Kevin McCarthy. 3 times now. So I thought when you went to Washington that you're supposed to represent your people, right? You're supposed to go up there and represent your constituents, right? That's what you're supposed to do. But to me, that's not really what happens. It really is all about you and your petty differences and your petty this and your just petulant behavior about issues. And oh, Jim Jordan looked at me wrong in 2021. I can't vote for you. It's crazy. And part of this is one thing. Jim Jordan is in the Trump camp, and they don't like that. They don't like that shit. That's why the Dems want to go with McHenry, because if you look at his conservative scorecard, it's like 54%. I think it's on heritage.com or whatever that website is. He's not exactly, he's rather moderate. So, of course, The Dems want him, right? If they have to have a Republican. So Don Bacon, he said, this is in the Nebraska Examiner. I think it's on the Wall Street Journal also. Bacon said this week that he would not reward the handful of House Republicans who deposed a duly elected speaker, his friend California Representative Kevin McCarthy, by now voting for their choice for speaker. So it's all personal. It's all personal with this guy. That has nothing to do with the voters. That has nothing to do with his constituents. It's personal. I am not going to vote for someone that's going to reward the 8 Republicans. So he's just being stupid. It's being childish, okay? It's just stupid. There's no principle. There's nothing. There's no reasoning beyond that. It's just he does not want to support anyone. That's not that. So, Bacon Bits, you're being a child, dude. I mean, grow the fuck up. Seriously. I am tired of these people, man. There was a protest outside of his office in Nebraska wanting him to support Jim Jordan. He doesn't ever talk about that. I haven't seen anything on that. And then he said that his wife was threatened and that she's sleeping with a loaded gun when she's in bed. I guess under a pillow or whatnot. And let me be clear. You should not threaten anybody. You should not threaten Democrats. You should not threaten Republicans, vice versa, anybody in general. But what I'm saying is that should never happen. So, especially, you're not supposed to... Don't text a congressperson's spouse. And, I mean, that's just crazy. It's stupid. I won't even text a congressperson. I'm not going to do that. It's crazy. Unless I get his number from him, I might text him. But look at these. These are the threats. This is what I saw. It's online, all over. This is the text messages that Bacon's wife received. So... This is the anonymous, who the hell this clown is that's texting. Why is your husband causing chaos by not supporting Jim Jordan? I thought he was a team player. And then I guess this is his wife said, who is this? Oh, now you have nothing to say? Because I guess they didn't respond. And then the anonymous, whoever it is, said, your husband will not hold any political office ever again. What a disappointment and failure he is. And then she said, he has more courage than you. You won't put your name on your statements. Okay. That's fair. Don't put your name out there. But does that sound like a threat? I mean, that doesn't sound like a threat to me. Your husband will not hold any political office ever again. What he does? Okay, well, that's just an opinion. I don't see these. Like I said, whoever this person is should not be texting the wife. That is insane. But if you're gonna tell me that there's threats, there's guns under bed, there's all kinds of stuff. And then I see these text messages. That's not a threat, man. I mean, okay. I mean, your husband not holding any political office ever again. Okay, well, that's an opinion. What a disappointment and failure he is. Well, that's an opinion. Why is your husband causing chaos by not supporting? Okay, that's just somebody's opinion. I don't see this as like. To me, it's just he's using this as support for his decision not to support Jim Jordan. So my whole point is that we're you're being childish, and it's just funny to me. It's really crazy. And then you got, who's this guy, Ken Buck? This other clown goes on CNN. He votes the other day. I think it was on Tuesday, the first vote. He votes for Tom Emmer, who got 1 vote. And then he goes on CNN and they say, why do you vote for Tom Emmer? Oh, well, I don't like Tom Emmer, and I would never vote for that. I mean, he's joking. And then he comes on. He has to, go on, and he says a statement on X and said he was joking about it. So, okay. I'm all about joking. I'm all about being sarcastic. I mean, that's fun, right? Great coffee, by the way. But if I'm voting for the Speaker of the House, and I was elected by the good voters that elected me in, man, I would never run for office, but if I ran for office and I had a majority of people vote me in, it would be an honor because I feel like I have to represent them. I feel like I have to take what they say seriously. I have to be professional and all this stuff because they elected me to do a serious job on their behalf. So you're going to get up there and vote, and you're going to vote just to be spiteful, just to be stupid, just to be... Really? That's what these people... I mean, Ken Buck is voting for jokes and giggles. Does that make any sense whatsoever? I mean, these guys are so arrogant. They don't give a shit about you, dude. All they care about, it's a joke to them. They get 2-year runs. They have unlimited time in office. There's no term limits. I mean, who was this guy Buchanan last night bowling at the White House? I mean, talk about bad optics. I'm not saying you can't go bowl at the White House. I'm not saying that. I mean, I really don't care. It's just, to me, it's bad optics. When you should be in session voting for a House Speaker, we have an Israeli-Palestine war raging right now in the past 2 weeks. You have Ukraine, you have a lot of stuff going on, you have debt ceiling, you have a lot of things you should be working on. And number one, you can't even agree on a House Speaker. I mean, the Republicans finally get in charge of the House and they just fuck it up. They ain't going to win in 2024. I'm sorry. They don't deserve to win. They don't deserve to win. I'm serious. I will vote. I'm a Republican. There is no way they deserve to win. Literally. I'm serious. They don't deserve to win. But Buchanan's over here bowling? Really? I mean, you know, you have to know when to do stuff, right? I mean, if I'm in that situation with Republicans, I'm not going to go bowl. Like I said, I don't care if he goes and bowls, but it's just the timing. You know, it's like, really? You're out here bowling? And everything's going on, just giggling and all this stuff. It's like, your ass should be in the freaking house voting right now. They have more recesses than you might have. They vote. I was surprised they got there on time today. Oh, we're going to have a vote at 10 a.m. Then they do their roll call, which takes forever because I don't know what happened. It takes forever. Then they have their little speeches. And then they finally start voting. And then they go on break for God knows how long. And then we don't even know if they're having a fourth round. I mean, there's no sense of urgency. You got Buchanan, you know, bowling at the White House. You got Buck doing Joker votes just because he's trying to be funny, trying to be a comedian. You got, you know, Bacon Bits over here from Nebraska, who he doesn't represent his voters. He's just being petty. It's like a sideshow, man. It's a total clown show. Total clown show. So we'll see what happens. I do not feel good about Jim Jordan being Speaker. I would love him to be Speaker. I don't see it happening. I hope I'm wrong. I don't see it happening. I don't know what's going to happen. My guess is probably McHenry is somehow going to be elected this temporary pro tempore, whatever it's called, Speaker until January. That's my best guess at this point. So we'll see what happens. By the way, though, before I let go, I thought Kevin McCarthy, his nominating speech today was really good for Jim Jordan. I thought it was really good. He called out that guy, Pete, Democratic leader Pete Aguilar or something. Because there's a thing on Jim Jordan that he doesn't get any legislation passed. There's no Jim Jordan bills out there. There's never been one, apparently. And so he kind of took that and threw it the other way about, well, the only thing Democratic Pete Aguilar's passed is a post office with his name on it. That's the only thing he's passed or something like that. And it was pretty funny. And because I forget what he is. He's some kind of leader he's in one of the leadership on the Democratic side. I thought that was funny. And then he had some other lines too. I can't remember, but I really thought that was cool today. And I really think that was going to make a difference, and it really didn't, at least at this point. But we'll see what happens, folks. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I do not feel good for Jim Jordan right now. I just don't see it. Hopefully he can change some minds today. Hopefully they'll have another vote. Hopefully they'll work through the weekend. Doubt that too. They're probably going to go home. I don't know what they do. We'll see what happens. Thank you. If you like this, follow me, subscribe to me. Birdman 2024 War Room on X, Birdman on YouTube. Thank you and have an outstanding weekend. Thank you.